Hi everyone, it's Kute here. So often we feel so much potential within us. Have you ever had that feeling of just, gosh, there's so much that I want to give, there's so much I want to express, there's so much loving that I want to just give the world, there's such a difference that I want to make. Have you ever felt that? We all feel this impulse inside of us, so much potential. Yet sometimes we feel so much, yet we don't quite, or we're not quite operating at the level that we are fulfilling that potential. To fulfill the potential, the full capacity of our heart and our loving is really one reason that we're on the planet. To fulfill that. And I think that's one of the reasons why when we see champions, whether it's a Michael Jordan or whether it's someone who's a top figure skater or basketball player or whoever it might be at the top of their game, you know, a Michael Jackson, a Madonna, or a U2, you know, those are operating, maximizing their full capacity. We're enthralled. We're enthralled because that person often represents either the part of ourselves that you are manifesting or the part of yourself that you're not yet quite manifesting right now. So what is it that blocks you? What is it that stops you? What is it that's in the way of you manifesting at that potential? Many times we go to the seminars, we get the intellectual information. Lord knows we open and we read the books. You read the books. You read the book step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. And many of us, we can give seminars on this stuff. We can give seminars on money and manifestation and creativity and relationship. We can give seminars on this stuff, yet what often stops us from really experiencing what our heart longs for in that area? What really stops us from you know, expressing ourselves fully? What really stops us from really ultimately reaching our potential, even though we have all the information? You might have all the information in your brain. What is it that stops us? And sometimes we know what we should do and we do the opposite. Have you ever had that experience? You know what you should do, you know what you shouldn't do, but you're not doing any of that. You're not even taking your own advice. I mean, we've all been there. It's like, gosh, I know I shouldn't do this thing. I know I shouldn't eat that. I know I shouldn't be in a relationship with this person. I know that habit's not good for me. I know that addiction's not good for me. And we find ourselves kind of in a trance going along, just, woo, here we go. And somehow we can't quite stop ourselves. Many times we think we're free. But what I like to say is, to the degree that you are conditioned, is to the degree that you actually don't have the ability to make a free will choice. We're often operating out of our conditioning. You know, as children, we're born free. And you look at a child is free, a child is alive, a child has no shame, a child will jump up and down and express his love, express himself, just love you, just full expression. Will sing, he won't care. A child will fall down, stand up, cry, you know, eat, sleep, shit, have no shame, and just be love, fully expressed. But as we go through life, we begin to shut down, disconnect, not feel, numb ourselves. Before you know it, we begin to suppress. And, you know, we learn all sorts of ways as children, dealing with our parents, dealing with life, dealing with media, to, you know, to a certain way of being, to not get hurt, to maybe our parents criticize us and call us not okay, so we learn to shut a part of ourselves off. Maybe we were too loud as children and self-expressed as children, so we learn to be in the background and be quiet. This way we won't be disapproved of. So we learn all sorts of ways to not feel pain and hurt, but we also learn all kinds of strategies and ways of being and personas that we eventually develop, and layers we build to, who do I need to be in order to be loved? Who do you want me to be? And we learn this survival mechanism that we call me. Sounds familiar? And we get really good at doing this version of ourselves in life and relationship, just as a way of surviving, as a way of functioning. And we go through life holding tightly to this version of ourselves that we call me. And in that tightness, we don't quite have the ability to clearly and freely express ourselves, clearly and freely choose a new choice, clearly and freely navigate our lives. We're often operating out of the conditioning of the past. And as kids, as we go through experiences, every single thing that ever happened to us as children, every single thing that happens to us kind of gets stored in the nervous system. The nervous system is that antenna, to life where information comes in, it gets filtered through the nervous system, and the nervous system is what interprets the information and the stimulus outside, and we make interpretations based on the state of our nervous system. So to the degree that maybe we're conditioned full of junk and fear and resentments and old stuff, to the degree that we're not clear inside is to the degree we won't necessarily be able to make clear interpretations and decipher what's really going on and choose clearly. Does that make sense? So the freer we get, the more layers we're able to peel away and clear, the freer you will actually be able to be to see clearly, to interpret and discern clearly, and make choices and take actions based on that. That's where the freedom is, which is often why we know what we should do up here, but we're stuck. I've often heard people say when I coach people, I know what I should do, but I'm stuck. I know what I should do, but I can't quite unhook myself from this pattern. So the real freedom is to acknowledge what's incomplete inside of myself. What do I need to shift inside of myself? Without judgment, to begin becoming aware. Part of what I do, people often ask, what do you do on your transformational journeys? One of the aspects of really what I do when I take people to Boundless Bliss Bali is create the safe space and the process, because often life is busy. We're often so distracted with life that we go to this level of depth of facing ourselves and we're distracted again. We drop down a little bit and we have another distraction. I create the safe space where you as an individual can see your patterns. Sometimes the eyeball can't see itself. See your patterns that might be unconscious and help you clear, you could say, the nervous system and clear whatever might be blocking you that may be in the way of you being self-expressed, and some of those layers you may have built up over time that limits and inhibits the effortless, authentic, natural expression of your true essence of your being, however that looks authentically for you. So the process that is created in Bali is really designed to do that. It's designed to do that. And after that kind of process, you'll really never be able to say, I know this intellectually, I know this in my mind, but why do I keep doing that? Because we bridge the gap. I often say, it's one thing to know about the ocean. It's one thing to have a PhD in water. But if you can't swim, then when a storm comes, you having the knowledge about that and not being able to translate that knowledge into reality and swim, your knowledge means nothing. Knowledge by itself is impotent, is not enough. Transformation, which really is a deeper shift inside to connecting with who you truly are and living from that place, is really what my work is about. So if you feel moved and ready to go on the journey of a lifetime, if you feel moved and ready to clear away whatever you're aware of that blocks you and whatever you're not aware of that might be in your way, if you feel truly ready to step into your greatness, to step into your authentic life purpose, to really play a big game in your life and express every ounce of love and energy and creativity and power that you know is in your heart and seeking to express in the world and touch lives, then I want to invite you to apply to come to Bali with leaders from all around the world on the radical, amazing, blissful, intense, special journey of a lifetime. Love now.